afternoon. How y'all? Everybody ready?
The two lapels on right now.
Okay, I'm going to talk about two incidences that happened this weekend here in Nassau County. One I'm about to tell you is subject to change depending on the investigation and further details come to light, but this is what we know right now. On Friday, October 6th, around 10 p.m., two children were left alone in their car while their mother was inside Harris Teeter grocery store in Fernandina Beach. She went in to purchase a bottle of water. A young teen male and a young female child were left inside the locked vehicle. While she was in the checkout line, the mother received a call from her son that the car alarm was going off. So the mother unlocked the car with her key fob to try and reset the alarm. When she walked outside, she saw the driver's side door and the rear passenger doors open and observed the suspect in the driver's seat of her car and heard what she thought was a gunshot. She ran to the vehicle, entered the passenger side to unbuckle her daughter, and then the mother and daughter ran back into the store. The young teen male stated that he was sitting in the back seat with his sister when the car alarm went off. So he opened the door to make the alarm stop and was approached by the suspect. The suspect asked if they were okay, then got in the driver's seat. Fearing for his life of his little sister, the teen attempted to place the suspect in a headlock. The suspect then pulled out a .45 caliber handgun from his waist area and discharged it. The bullet exited the driver's side windshield and struck a light pole. That's when the mother ran over, was able to get her children out of the vehicle, and that's when the suspect took off on foot. After speaking with the co-manager and observing the store surveillance video, the co-manager was able to positively ID the suspect as 31-year-old Michael Deshawn Hooper, who happens to be another co-manager at Harris Teeter. Two other co-workers were also able to identify Hooper, who they saw later that night looking extremely distressed. The suspect clocked in for work around 9:20 p.m. Surveillance video showed the suspect exit the business about the time the victim arrived in the parking lot. After the driver left the vehicle, the suspect can be seen walking around the vehicle and then approaching the door and eventually getting inside the driver's side. The suspect eventually turned himself in Saturday morning. The suspect later told our detectives that he remembers seeing the children in the car, but that he also blacked out. He also stated he thought the teen was trying to steal the car. Hooper was arrested for armed carjacking and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and this is the handgun that he had and discharged. It's a .45 caliber Taurus semi-automatic handgun. Thankfully, the two children were not hurt, but in a situation like this, it certainly could have been a lot worse. So Michael Deshawn Hooper, age 31, from Fernandina, was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and armed carjacking. Are there any questions on that?
Was the car parked when it was supposed to be in the front of the store in a parking spot?
It was in the parking lot of the grocery store. It's kind of a large parking lot.
Like, was it double parked in front of the store, or was it actually in a spot in the lot?
It was actually out in a spot. Okay, let me talk to you about another incident that happened. This happened Sunday morning, October the 8th. Our deputies began investigating a shooting that took place on Franklin Road in Hilliard after a victim was airlifted to UF Health downtown with injuries after being shot in the face. Detectives were able to talk to the victim, and he told deputies that he was asleep in his truck in front of his residence when he felt a sharp pain in his face and realized he was bleeding and thought he had been shot. The victim called for his girlfriend, Amber Mincer, who he says never came out of the house. He then began to honk the horn of his truck and drive around the property to try to get someone's attention. While doing this, he spotted his girlfriend walking along a trail that went down to a neighbor's house through the woods, and when he told her what had happened, she ran inside to pack her clothes to go to the hospital. The victim said they drove to a friend's house where they called 911. Once our detective spoke with the victim at the hospital, the victim told us that he thought his girlfriend, who was found on a trail near their home, probably shot him. He said she was mad at him due to a disagreement over ownership of a truck the two purchased together. Our investigators spoke with the victim's girlfriend, Amber Mincer. This is her here. She's 33 years old from Hilliard. She admitted that the two got into an argument in the front yard. However, she did tell several different stories which didn't add up to what investigators were observing. After getting caught in several lies, she finally stated what happened. The suspect told investigators that she and her boyfriend had an argument in the front yard. She then left and went to a neighbor's house. She told the neighbor that she was done with her boyfriend and that she was going to kill him. The neighbor didn't think she was really serious. The suspect said that she stole a rifle from her neighbor's shed and went back to her place where her boyfriend was sleeping in the truck. She looked at him sleeping and said she was disgusted. That's when she raised the rifle, .22 caliber rifle. She raised the rifle to his face and pulled the trigger. She then hid the rifle in the woods behind a tree. When she was asked what she would have done if the victim had died, she replied that she was going to bury him in the backyard and that no one cared about him and he would never be missed or he would never be found. Amber Mincer, age 33 from Hilliard, was placed under arrest for attempted murder, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, and tampering with evidence. It should also be noted that she had been convicted of multiple felonies in the past. The suspect also claimed that she and her boyfriend had an abusive relationship and that she had been battered in the past. And with that information, I want our residents to know that we do have resources here in Nassau County that you can reach out to before these issues escalate. If you live in Nassau County and you need help, you can reach out to our NCSO Victim Advocate at 904-548-4099, or you can contact Micah's Place, the local domestic violence shelter, at 904-225-9979. So any questions on that one? All right. It was a busy weekend for Nassau, but thank you for coming.
Sheriff, real quickly, be able to go back to the grocery store incident. I was there today and I saw some sheriff's vehicles driving through the parking lot. Will there be any increased presence, and what's your message for shoppers in that area?
Well, that area is really safe. We haven't had many incidents in that area at all that I'm aware of. Certainly, if you're going to a shopping center and you're going to park somewhere, it's best to, especially at night, park in a well-lit area close to the entrance if possible. Just be aware of your surroundings or any suspicious people. If you do see somebody suspicious, then drive somewhere else. Certainly, if you are going to be carjacked, somebody wants your car, it's best just to let them have it. Don't get into confrontation because someone could get seriously hurt or killed.
was working already?
No, the car was off. It was just locked. And the alarm went off, and the mother tried to reset the alarm.
And do you know if your car alarm went off, was it because the suspect was trying to pull the door open, or was it no?
The teen said it just went off, and he opened his door to see if he could stop it. And that's when the suspect approached.
Any increased presence in that area?
We'll be making sure the area is safe.